how to start your day and be prepared for your Uber and Lyft driving experience, especially if you are new. The very first thing that I do when I start my day is wash and vacuum my car. In the summertime, I don't have to wash my car as much because it doesn't get as dirty. But in the wintertime, there is a lot of salt that gets all over your car. And if I end up spending every couple days $5, plus I vacuum my car every single day, which is $1 a day for 30 days is $30, plus the $5 every few days. That adds up every month. So in the winter time, I suggest you get a membership to one of those car services. The only thing about that is I do like to make sure I tip. So once the winter is over, and that can add up, and that can be like, say you tip somebody $3 each time for drying your car. That's $90 a month. That's, if you wash your car every day, which you should in the wintertime. So that can be quite costly. You're talking $90 plus of tipping. That is not on your taxes. Plus the $40, which is on your taxes. Now, that's quite costly to wash your car every day. That's why I had a membership service in the summertime, but I stopped. But I'm washing my car quite like every 2 or 3 days and vacuuming it. And I'm thinking, every time I vacuum it is $1 to vacuum it, and that's $30. That would almost completely cover a membership right there. Which it might be a little bit more expensive to pay somebody, but my car would be nice and clean and beautiful. And here's the deal about that. Really, this is my business. I have seen Uber drivers get out of the car and they were wearing spanky pants and, leopard spandex, and they look like hoes. Okay, I'll just put it straight. They look like they were looking for a trick instead of looking to do a job and running a business. And I've seen guys with mohawks, colored all different colors. That's great. A lot of people like that, especially on the weekend. They're out partying. Woohoo! Yeah. But what about the 95-year-old lady you're going to give them a ride? They'll be freaking scared, and they'll give you a low rating. So my suggestion to you, the thing I did when I got started is study about becoming an Uber driver and becoming a Lyft driver. Study about it. Watch some videos on YouTube. Learn all you can. Don't just go out there and make a bunch of mistakes and have your rating go down the drains and then, screw it, my rating's 3.5. I'm never going to make it back up there. Forget it. So, start off on the right foot. Watch some videos before you even get started, or maybe you get started, but once you get started, you're like, maybe I should start, your rating starts dropping, So, the next thing that I do when I start out my day with Uber is fill up my gas tank. I go to a place that gives me a discount. A lot of people go to like Costco, or they have Walmart memberships. They pay $100 a year, but they get that 3 or 5 or 10 cents less on their gas. That Costco membership is also, you can write that off on your taxes because it is a business expense. So is the Sam's Club membership. Costco is too far from my house, but I do have a Thornton's, and the nice thing about Thornton's is if you have a number, they give you 3 cents off your gas. Plus, then I have a newer car, so I get the gas with the ethanol, some ethanol in it, so it's 3 more cents off gas. So I save 6 cents on gas. and that adds up. So I couldn't get a really gas efficient car. I was stuck with, I mean, this is 28.2 miles per gallon. You know, so I'm not going to complain, but I'm spending a lot less than I was with my other car. Okay, this is another thing that I do when I get going with Uber and Lyft. I have a specific spot, a specific place. You know your area, I know my area. I know where all the hotels are, and I want to get my day started right. Now, sometimes I'm lazy. I will start, I'm not kidding. Every so often I'll just start at home. But, you know, by my house, there are like restaurants, and all I'll end up doing is Uber Eats right around my house, which I'll end up staying right around my house. But I know about 10 minutes away from my house is a Dunkin' Donuts, and around that Dunkin' Donuts are like 10 motels. And there's a Walgreens, so people get out of Walgreens, need ride homes. There's businesses that have conventions around that area. It's a very busy area. So I always start my day off. I used to work for that Dunkin' Donuts, so I always stop in there, get my tea or my coffee, get going with my day, and then I turn on my and it's busy. My suggestion, now this is the way I start my day. I used to start at 2 o'clock. And the reason I started at 2 o'clock is because 4 o'clock is rush hour traffic. If I have to drive to Chicago and deadhead to Chicago. Deadhead means have nobody in my car. It's better to start at 2 or 3 and get through the rush hour traffic, so that by the time you get there and you're in Chicago is the busy spot. You're in the busy spot. Bam, bam, bam. You'll get a bunch of rides. Where I've started at 4 o'clock in Highland Park, which is in the north suburbs of Chicago. Before I've started there, and then I didn't get anything, and then I had to drive an hour in rush hour traffic with nobody in my car. So that's why I try to plan my day where I start out at 2 or 3 rather than 4 o'clock, because 4 o'clock, bam, everybody's getting out of work. 4 and 5 o'clock, it stays busy until at least 7. So and a lot of times around if I'm around 3 o'clock is when I turn on 2 or 3 o'clock, I turn on my destination filter, heading to the airport. I'd like to start my day out with a nice airport ride. That will give you a good run there and a good run out, and you'll end up making a good amount of money, and you won't be sad the rest of the day. But things have been slow lately, so I've been having to do some deadheading because these couple weeks have been kind of slow. It's just the time of year. It's just been really cold, and it's the second week of January. Nothing's going on. There's not really very many events. So I've been having to deadhead all the way to Chicago to get anything, and unless I want to sit and do 1 or 2 Uber Eats by my house, you know, a night. I might get 2 or 3 maybe Uber Eats, but so for my whole night I'd end up getting a $20 for the night. So I want to make more than $20. So that's the thing. Go around your area and figure out where the busier area, and you have a brain on your head. In your head, you can figure out, you know, this seems to be like a busier, and then test it out, you know. Where seems to be busy? Where do I want to start my day? One thing that is very important when I am vacuuming my car, I have a tendency to sit back in my back seat and see what it's like sitting back there, because people have to sit back there, and if they get caught on cords, or you don't have the cords set up right, they'll complain. Another thing, you want to make sure your car does not smell, but even good smells might be damning. So you want to make sure that if you do have a Febreze, that's what I got. I got a Febreze in my car in case I get a stinky person, or in case my car smells like the night before, or whatever. I've driven through certain areas that smelled like sewage, and it got like trapped in my car, and I couldn't get the air out. And you spray the Febreze, but roll down the windows after you spray the Febreze, because the next customer gets in. Sometimes they don't even like the smell of the Febreze, and I've had that happen, and they were upset. The other most important, very, very, very important thing I do is I restart my phone. I do have a special feature on my phone that cleans out my phone. I have an Android, and it has a device maintenance, and it cleans out my phone, puts everything back in order. I make sure I do that, because if I don't do that, I get in busy areas, my phone will shut down. I'll lose a lot of money. And then the last thing is the last thing that I do before I get my day going is I do set my destination. I usually try to head towards the airport, only because our airport, the big airport, is only 20 minutes from our house. And usually if I get someone going to the airport, that's like a $25 ride. And then I get somebody going to Chicago, that's like a $25 ride. So I just started my day out, my first hour, making $50 for 1 hour. So play it smart. Think about how you're going to do it. Think about all of this. Get yourself going. If you want to if you're not an Uber driver and you want to become an Uber driver, hit the link below. If you want to be a Lyft driver and you're thinking about it, hit the link below. If you would like to become an Instacart driver, and trust me, I really like Instacart, it's very good. And with all the controversy going on with Uber and Lyft lately, although I do like driving for Uber and Lyft, is a lot more freedom. Instacart does pay weekly, and you do have to have a schedule, but you can rearrange your schedule easily. But the thing about Instacart is they're more reputable. I don't feel like I'm lining Instacart's pocket off of my hard work. They're not taking my money. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm not saying that I don't. If you want to work for Uber and Lyft, go ahead. I'm not saying it's a bad job, especially a part-time job. It's just that if you're working full-time, my personal feeling is I get a little sore at Uber and Lyft, because I feel like, they're not all on the up and up lately. And I will do another video about, I have another video coming. It's going to take some video clipping and putting pictures in and stuff like that. So I'm going to have that for you tomorrow about some practices that I found out about Lyft. So just keep an eye out for that, and like, comment, please share this video on your on your Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Tell everybody about it. This is DriverLadyPro saying have a great day.